Now, let me tell you what I'm going to do. It will be the rough syllabus of the program. For the first 3 months, it will be intense karma removal program. And what is karma? And karma is time and experience. And then you are caught up in this trauma of going through life that you don't seem to like. This is the case with most people. But then you eventually have to run through this program. And is there any way out? And that's what we are trying to figure it out in the whole 3 month of the first 3 months of the program is just karma removal. Just put an end to the kind of life we don't want to live, not even for one day. There is no reason to put up with it. So the idea of prarabdha karma, which is this is the karma that you are born with, you have to go through that no matter what. Is it true? Yes and no. It is true if you subscribe to it. It's no longer true if you don't subscribe to it. And if we just don't do anything about it, it will continue. That's the bottom line. Having said that, let me explain to you in detail what this 3 months of boot camp on karma. And karma is just thoughts that translate themselves into action and experience. Karma is thought that translates itself into action and experience. So this is what we don't want. And if we go wrong here, the whole life goes wrong. That's why I decided to do this mystery school program. And this is very, very important for everyone to understand. Now, in the 3 month boot camp, what are we going to do? We are going to understand what time is. We are going to understand what thought is. And we are not going to, if we don't think the thoughts, then they don't translate into action, they don't translate into experience. So the program is all about understanding time. Time is also thought and mind, another definition. So we have to really be careful about that. The passage of time is such that you don't notice it. That's why time is called a thief. But at the same time, time can be your best friend as well. And also the worst enemy too. Okay, so you have to understand very carefully what time is, and that's what we are going to do it. For instance, let me tell you how I respond to time. And I have developed my consciousness to the level I don't have to go through the steps, but I know the time, what time is right and what time is wrong. For instance, when I started this video, it was the right moment because I knew internally from my higher consciousness. And then I looked up, it was Venus Hora. That means this is the Hora that this prosperity teaching can happen. Prosperity, spiritual prosperity, material prosperity, both can happen during this time. So I did not look up. But it happened actually. That will happen eventually when you meditate for a long time. I will come to that later on. Until then, you have to understand time in a very pragmatic way. And that, what is it? For instance, when you wake up in the morning, there is time that you spend the 8 hours in the office or 10 hours in the office. Some people even 12 hours in the office. And this time comes with it a certain energy, and that energy comes from the stars. Okay, this is the finding of the Siddhas. And the yogis who are masters of time, they are not victims of time. They are the one who gave us this understanding. So, for instance, let us there are 27 stars, and then each star rules a day. And by looking at the star, you are going to know what the energy is. Let's say the first star is Aswini. They always said it is an intelligent star. It is you can do meditation on it. It is bright. It will give bright ideas, and then it can bring miracles. But the next star will do the opposite. It will be a struggle, suffering, and sneaky, and all that. But it can also, for some people, it will be great, though, especially for those people who are born in the star. Okay, and then there is that the following day is Kritika. Then this is a great star, ambitious stars. If you have projects like this, so you have to know that. So in the boot camp, I'm going to give you maybe I will ask the people to send an everyday email so that you will know what is the energy. This is not just the stars are not the only thing. There are phases of the moon, like the eighth moon, it will ruin you. The fifth moon will give you blessings. The fourth moon is Ganesha's, it will remove obstacles. The full moon is great, the new moon is bad. So every day there are some energy. These are not the things. Then there is yoga and karana. All these things are necessary for you to understand time. Why do you have to understand time? Because you have to understand your karma. Then only you can get beyond the karmic net and then get out of that. And that's going to be one thing. For 3 months, it will be just a boot camp, and I'm going to work hard with you on that. And you will be spiritually so evolved. Just for example, I told you that I don't look at anything at all. Even tomorrow morning, I'm going to go to Washington, D.C., from there to go to Boston. I never looked up anything at all. But then later on, I go and change whether the times in terms of the star, in terms of the phase of the moon, in terms of the yoga and karana, they all correspond. So there is no need for me to do that. And so eventually you will get to that level. So all the spiritual techniques that I will give you will prepare you to that level.